Welcome, comrades, to All About Cars. My name is Ralph Medeiros. I own and operate Ralph's Auto Center with my son, Andrew. We're located at 867 Church Street in the north end of New Bedford. There we sell quality used cars priced between $4,000 and $15,000, SUVs and trucks up to $20,000. And we've been doing it for a long time. Since 1959, we've been in the automobile business. And we've earned a lot of goodwill over those years, and we always try to treat people with respect. So if you're out and about and you need a car for getting ready for the fall, which is soon going to be upon us, fall meaning the sense of people going back to school, going back to different jobs, excuse me, and getting on preparing for fall and winter, you might want to check us out. You can give us a call here at 996-0500, 996-0500, and we can talk about whatever's on your mind. Losing my voice early on here. And you can also watch us live on YouTube, right, Matt? They go to Ralph's All About Cars, and they can pick us up live on the YouTube channel.
Yep, you can just search for us on YouTube, Ralph's All About Cars. It should pop up.
And it's a live stream, and you can pull it up live. And we've got a caller here. We'll pick up this caller. Very good afternoon to you, caller.
Ralphie.
Billy.
Yes, sir.
How are you? You're out and about already?
I'm on my porch here.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm not early this morning, but I'm just relaxing here with all these chimes.
I can hear him. You sound a little far away. Matt, we got him queued up on the volume?
I'm right here with you.
Okay, okay. Yeah, no, I can hear the chimes a little bit back there.
Yeah, they're humming a little bit, yeah.
Sounds like you're at Cuttyhunk Island. It sounds like that kind of far away.
Oh, yeah, I'm not a fire, huh? All right.
Well, if you're at Cuttyhunk, kind of overlooking the bay.
Nice day today. Cool. Got a nice breeze here on the porch.
Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah. So, what radio do you listen to when you're out there on the porch? I know you got a lot of them, so I'm just curious which one you're listening to.
I'm not listening to any. I'm out here on the porch. There's no radio.
Oh.
There's none out here.
Oh, we have to hook you up with a little transistor radio or something, Billy.
Yeah, well, I can listen to you on the phone.
Oh, yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just played a song here, Begin to Begin.
Yeah,
Marty Shaw.
There you go.
And kind of, yeah, that doesn't wake you up, get you moving, and you're already dead.
Oh, hell, I've been moving since 7 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean people who hear the music. Yeah, no, I know, the people who hear the music.
Well, I'd like to say hello to that lady who owned this car.
Oh, the Cadillac, yeah.
Yep, and it didn't go far from home. The second home was close by.
No, you're right. You're right, Billy.
Yep.
Well, those wind chimes are kicking up a tune, aren't they?
Oh, it's a nice breeze.
Yeah.
I got to cover the phone a little bit.
Well, that's good. It's good to get out there and enjoy it. Enjoy the weather while it's still with us.
Yeah.
And I guess there's no real, well, there's supposed to be some rain coming our way Sunday late afternoon and evening, but I don't think it's any significant amounts. So
yeah.
We'll see how that goes. So.
Well, nothing new, Ralphie.
Nope. Okay. Well, we're kind of on our summer break. We're breaking from our warring games, if you will.
Well, I had some stuff, but I'll hold it back.
Oh, you're going to hold it back, huh?
I'll hold it back.
Okay. So we're in a kind of like a detente right now, a truce.
Yeah, we'll let the truce go a little bit longer.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Any car shows? I know that.
Yeah, there's one tomorrow at Berkeley.
Berkeley?
Berkeley Common.
Okay.
Yep.
So what who's putting that on?
Johnny Angel.
Oh, Johnny Angel's going to be up there?
Yep.
What time tomorrow, Billy?
They start around 9 in the morning.
Okay.
Till about 3 in the afternoon.
Where they park right on that triangle in Berkeley?
Yeah, right in there.
Okay, that's a nice place to be.
Yeah,
that's
put on
open.
by the Berkeley Fire Department.
Yep, that's I know exactly where it is.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, so it's not on my sheet, so I guess so he's putting that on. So you have a good group of guys show up with cars?
Well, they come from quite a ways that way, out of Taunton way, out of Rhode Island, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Out of them Bedford Fall River areas, them like that. Quite a few.
Yeah, no, that's a good place to be. I go by that often.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a nice place to have it. It's very easy to get to, right off of Myrick's, right? You can get out that way.
Yeah,
and,
yes, out the back way, right.
Yep, RF-24.
It's a nice ride out the back way.
Yeah.
I like the back roads, you know. It's peaceful, quiet.
Right, right.
Don't have to look who's in front, the back side, you're on top of you. You don't know.
So long as you go the speed limit, Billy.
Well, the speed limit out there is what, 25, 30? That's cool.
Yeah.
Just take my time. No rush.
Yeah. Well, you could. I don't know if you had one of those old V8s like Bonnie and Clyde had.
Well, we got them over here.
Yeah. No, I know. I just thought about when Bonnie and Clyde wrote to.
Oh yeah, an old 34 Ford there.
Yeah, wrote to Mr. Ford about the performance of his V8 engines. You know.
He was out running all the cops.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
I know it.
Yeah.
I think back in the old days, huh? They didn't have the radios to communicate ahead.
Oh, you could rob easy, not like today.
Yeah.
They got too much stuff going on.
Yeah. Well, today technology goes against them as well as with them. So
Yeah.
depending on.
I see you got another red caddy up there, huh?
Yeah, we've got a Seville.
Seville, that's the one. Yeah,
No, excuse me. That one's an El Dorado.
Is it
The ruby one. The ruby one. Yeah.
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a ruby
Then
red.
just come in.
Yeah. Yeah, ruby red.
It looked like Cadillac area up there with all three Cadillacs one time.
I know it, huh?
Yeah.
They come in spurts, you know. It's we had no caddies for a while, then bang, it starts happening, and we start to get caddies in.
Yeah.
That caddy is it's an El Dorado. It's very clean. Only has like 63,000 miles and thereabouts. I don't think it's on my sheet yet, though. Yes, it is. It's an '02 Cadillac El Dorado, 65,000 miles, and it's in the wrapper. Okay, it's like it looks like
I
brand.
looked at it.
Yeah, it's very clean, isn't it?
Yeah. And you guys ain't cleaned it yet.
No, that's right. We haven't
That's
cleaned
right.
it yet. You're exactly right. The
Yeah.
car came in and it's exceptionally clean just looking at it. It hasn't been touched by us yet. So, and
Yep.
it's a ESC model, and it's an El Dorado. It's one of the last of the El Dorados. To ride a car like that today, Billy, in that class, you're north of $60,000 in today's money.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah, in today's money.
Yeah.
And you can buy it for less than $9,000. So it's a good buy.
Yep. And I see
Anybody
my old
looking?
caddy sitting alongside of it.
Yep. Yeah, we got your horse there too. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So
if you're going to sell it and somebody buys it, there's a lot of parts been put in that car.
yeah.
And you put them in.
Yeah. Yeah, you've
Just
kept it
trunk
up.
mechanism. the motor and the clip cost a few bucks.
Yeah.
Plus the battery, the tires, and what else we put in it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you kept up on that rig.
Oh, yeah, and she's clean.
And she served you faithfully, that car.
Yeah, it's a hell of a ride.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's a little heavier than the car I got now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yep. No, you're right. But,
And I change oil every 3,000 miles. I just go up there and get the oil changed.
well, you're old school. You know how to take care of your machines to keep them in good shape.
Yep.
A lot of people neglect it. They don't want to spend a lousy $25 to do an oil change when it's due. And then they come in with other problems, and they come in with the lifter noise, bearing noise, and their filters are overloaded with sludge, and they just don't keep their cars up. They think that's like their flat screen TV. You plug it in and it plays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what I did with that kind, this one, I always put a little marble mystery oil in it when I get gas.
It's one of the smartest things you can do.
Yeah. I mean, that's the cheapest motor taking care of a car with that is marble mystery oil.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree with you 100%.
What a jar, and you just take a little bit. When you fill it up, put it in, boy, it keeps everything nice and lubricated.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right. Marble mystery oil makes a huge difference in how long these engines stay running at peak performance.
Right.
It keeps the carbonization around the rings, compression rings at a minimum, around the valves, intake valves,
Yeah.
and exhaust valves. It reduces the carbonization because it acts like a solvent cleaner.
Nope, every one of my cars, I got them, and this new one, I'm just putting one in now.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe in that stuff. Yeah. I've seen
You
it.
don't need much, just
Nope. You just need basically 4 ounces to 10 gallons. Billy does the job.
well, how I do is I got a little old baby fruit jar.
Yep.
From Gervis.
Yep.
About a half of that, and then full tank, or almost a full tank. You pour it in before, and it gets mixed up with the gas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can't beat that.
Used to call it, and they still call it, upper cylinder lubricant.
Yeah.
And that makes a big difference.
Sure
in
does,
keeping
let me
it,
tell you.
Yeah, it does. Makes a huge difference.
So that's what you should practice selling that to all your customers.
Yeah, well, today people are so busy, and they just don't understand the concept. A lot of people explain it to them. Some people who are into their machines understand, what you have to do to keep them running for well over 200,000 miles with minimum amount of major maintenance,
Right.
or tear down.
Mm-hmm.
And people, the old school, they understand that. Actually, it's more important now probably than ever because these smaller engines are
Exactly. You're right.
revving higher, running harder, and running turbos. I mean, it's a whole different ball game today.
You're right.
So,
Right.
Yeah.
Because in big V8, you can beat them up; they'll still take it, but you gotta put some in.
Yep.
It don't hurt them big V8s.
Yeah. No,
All right, Ralph.
All right, Billy.
And thank you, lady, for trading that car in.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Bye.
Thanks. Bye, Billy. Okay. You can give us a call here. Talk about whatever's on your mind. 9960500. 9960500. We got some great used cars in stock right now. We're going to be out trying to replenish our stock next week. We stay true to our mission between 4 and 15,000 for most of the cars we sell. We do sell cars costing considerably more for people who want them. We bring them in for people all the time. Whatever model, make, color you're looking for, we can help you and save you a ton of money. Whether it could be a Suburban, Escalade, could be a BMW, SUV, doesn't matter what it is. A Lexus, we bring them in for people. Trucks, and if you want to save money, we sit down, we plan it out, and we'll get you the car you're looking for and save you several $1,000s over the big guys. And we're very particular as to what we buy. We just don't buy the first one we see. We make sure it meets a certain level of cleanliness, both in looking at it as well as mechanically. There's more to a car than just how it looks, and most people buy with their eye, and that's where they start to go wrong. It's the first mistake you can make, and you don't buy what's beneath the paint, so to speak. Okay. A lot of guys get in trouble with that when it comes to women as well, right? That's a whole different subject. And some of the cars we have now, we got a nice 05 Dodge Dakota SLT Club Cab 4x4. We have in stock, priced at under $8,900. If you're looking for a pickup truck and you don't want to go crazy on money, that could be the one for you. A great, clean 2010 Honda Accord LX sedan, priced at under $10,900 right now. An 09 Subaru Forester blue, priced at under $8,900. All these cars, folks, I mentioned to you, are priced at usually well below what the average market price is when you go by NADA or Blue Book retail. So they represent good value, and you usually have no problem in trying to finance it because the price is well within the guidelines that a bank or a credit union looks for when you try to put the deal together. So it works out in your favor. Plus, we do take trades. All the prices we post are available at our website as well at ralphscars.com. And we've got a caller here. I'll take this caller. Caller, you there?
Yes.
Hi. How are you?
You're talking about maintaining a car, and the younger generation doesn't.
Right.
I'll give you a good example. Down on, I think it's Herman Melville Boulevard, just north of the Fairhaven Bridge, there's a series of railroad tracks.
Okay.
And I'm one, you got to slow down.
Mm-hmm.
But it's amazing how people, I've slowed down for those railroad tracks, and people have passed me. And you just wonder, nobody cares about the suspension. I mean, over time.
Well, they only care when they come in to see me, and they got this rattle and this noise, and you tell them you need struts, stabilizer links, and you tell them the price, and they start complaining to you, and you say, hey, what do you want me to tell you? You wore it out. It's not my fault you're here.
Exactly.
But, because they just do what you just said. They go over the railroad tracks or the bumps at 30, 40 miles an hour, and they wonder why the suspension's wearing out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I agree with you. It's how you drive your car and treat it with respect.
I mean, there's a series of double tracks, one after another. Then you cross the main line to get onto MacArthur Boulevard.
Yep.
And it's people are in a hurry, and when you see the cars and when they're going that fast, you can actually see the wheels how they bounce with the suspension.
Mm-hmm. No, I hear you. It's and they they wipe everything out. The shocks wear out fast. The stabilizer links, bushings, you name it, ball joints.
Yeah.
And the big SUVs really take some torture because they're heavy. And some of this new foreign stuff is built so thin and light that they a lot of parts they break and just they can't take this kind of abuse. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a problem. What kind of car do you drive?
I drive a Toyota.
Okay.
A 2003 Toyota. You've worked on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good machine. 2003 Toyota Corolla or Camry?
The big one.
Camry.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's when they built a good,
Yeah.
that's when they were earning their reputation. They put a lot into their cars.
Yeah.
As they get closer to the top or at the top, sometimes they just try to build them as fast and as cheaply as they can, and they're living off their reputation. But those years that you're driving there, that's when they were building their reputation.
One more thing.
Yes, sir.
When you came on air, you were playing Begin to Begin with Artie Shaw.
You got it.
Did you know that Artie Shaw, that wasn't his real name?
Not to my memory, no.
No, that wasn't his real name, but I forget. It was a Jewish name.
Oh yeah, a lot of them had to anglicize their names to get ahead in society. Because a real Jewish name.
I think his last name was Belsky or something to that effect.
Yeah. Well, that's certainly not uncommon. I could look it up. I probably read about it, but that's very common for the time. Yeah, you're right. Good observation.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Thank you, my call.
Thank you for listening. Yep. Very good afternoon to you, caller.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hi.
I'd like to know your telephone number at your garage.
Number to the shop is 998-1141. 998-1141.
Okay.
Yeah.
And my question to you, sir, is I'd like to get an oil change.
Yes, sir.
But I'd like to be able to call ahead to make an appointment and have it done while I wait.
Absolutely.
That can be done?
Absolutely. We do it every day. Yep.
Oh, very
We
good.
do it every day. An oil change, a typical oil change, 5 quarts of oil and a new filter. Semi-synthetic oil we use. We use semi-synthetic. Would run you about just under $25, counting taxes and disposal. That's complete.
That's cheap enough.
Yep, that's complete. So we would take good care of you. You can ask for me or Ulysses Santiago. He runs the service department. He'd be more than happy to help you out. Just tell him you were talking to me on the radio.
All right. And you don't do service as far as transporting your clients are concerned?
Yes, we would take you wherever you want to go. If you want to go shopping, go home, whatever. Mm-hmm.
I see.
If you don't want to wait, yeah.
I know Mr. Giamalvo used to have a service like that.
Yeah, we do it for folks if they can't, if they have to do something. If you want to go, stop and shop, whatever you want to do with your time. Or some folks now just walk over to Dollar General, do some shopping there, and then they walk back and their car's done.
Oh.
So it depends how you want to do it, but we'd be more than happy to accommodate your needs.
I see.
Yes, sir.
Excellent.
Yep.
Well, I shall give you a call later on and maybe set up an appointment to have my oil changed.
Well, I appreciate the business. Truly do.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for calling. A very good afternoon to you, caller.
Yes, Ralph?
Yes, sir.
It's Ralph Medeiros, Wareham.
Hey, Ralphie. How's that car running?
Oh, very nice. What I'd like to know is I heard that Forester just may be what that nice lady may want. Can you shoot off a fact sheet on that and perhaps a credit application? Because if it's not what she wants, perhaps we can look up. But we're not online to see what you're offering of your selection. You say you have 50 or more cars. But I think that Forester may just be for her. So if you can shoot it off the 110 Sandwich Road, if you can, a printout of with just all the facts, and it'd be awfully nice. Okay?
You have a fax?
I don't want to get it in a car because her engine light's on. It's scraped all on one side. She needs a bearing, and she cringes when she drives. It shouldn't be that way.
Yeah, Ralphie.
I gave her my AAA card, so I'm saying, look, let's find you another car. So you said that Forester is a 2-door, 4-door? What color?
4-door. The Subaru I was just talking about was a 4-door.
Okay.
When you left your number with David earlier this morning, he didn't give it to me, so I have to call him or text him. He's on his way to Springfield. I hope he has it with him.
Oh, okay.
Right.
If not, could you send to me the printout on it if you have on your, like a fax, we call it copy machine or something, and just send me a picture of it with all the facts. And I'll try to send a deposit real fast, okay? If she said that's what I want, that's what that will do. What's the mileage?
It's right just around 100, I think.
Okay. Yeah, you said it's about 7 years old?
It's the 2000, which one are we talking about? The Subaru Forester? Oh, that's an 09, if that's the one we're talking. Correct, 7 years old. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. All right, I'll get off the line because we're all about cars.
Yeah,
Keep up the good work, and God bless you. Send that fact sheet to 110 Sandwich Road, to my address,
okay.
and the credit report. I mean, a credit thing, just in case she may want something that payments. But I would like to put a deposit on it. If she looks at it, that will do. End of story. Okay, you'll put it to one side with like a sign on it. Thank you so much, Ralph.
I'm glad your car's running good, Ralph.
All right, God bless.
Yeah, bye-bye. Okay. Give us a call here, 9960500, and we'll try to help you out. A few more cars we have here. We didn't really get down the list too much, but I have a Jeep Grand Cherokee 2014 Laredo, priced at less than $17,600. That's a good buy. When you look at the price of the new ones, the 14 is pretty new, close to new. Have a 2010 Kia Forte LX, priced at just a 2010, priced at $4,900. Very good value for somebody who just wants a good, fairly new car at a low price that you can get financed easily with a low payment. Probably have a payment of around, I don't know, maybe $1.25, $1.50 in that ballpark, depending on your credit rating. When I say $1.50, we're talking about $150. 2010 Honda Element. We're down to one. We had two. This Honda Element is mint condition, and it's an all-wheel drive, and it's an EX. It's a top-of-the-line package. 2007 Toyota Camry LE Silver, only 72,000 miles, priced under $8,900. And I'm still showing, although I think there's a deposit on it, 2010 Chevrolet Impala Chaco, 63,000 miles, priced at under $8,900. I have to check the status on that. Somebody did come in on it, and I think it was contingent on finance. 05 Silverado Chevrolet pickup truck, 1,500, extra cab, shop bed, 4x4, priced. And that 05, by the way, only has 75,000 miles, priced at less than $12,900. Very good value indeed. And there's an outstanding value for somebody looking for a nice car for short money. The 2004 Ford Taurus SC sedan. It's kind of like a smaller mid-size sedan, four-door car. 17,000 miles original, priced at under $7,900. So you can buy virtually a new car, just still breaking in for less than $8,000, under $7,900 with 17,000 miles. Okay, so if you want a nice road car, clean, super low mileage that you can drive, you can drive for a long time, pay very low sales tax, pay very low excise tax, so you kind of beat the system because they're always beating us, and that's the way to go. Okay, you have a payment way below your cable bill. Okay, most people's cable bills, TV bill, is higher than the payments they're going to have if they come see us for a car. Why would you? It's crazy today. 04 Jeep Wrangler Sport. Those are they're hard to come by. This Wrangler's clean, and it's priced at under $12,900. And we have a couple of Satins. They're 04s. They're Ions. They're both priced at $5,400, and they both have mileage under or right around 43,000 miles. There's another excellent value for short money. 04 BMW 3 Series 325 Xi. That means it's a four-wheel drive, or all-wheel drive, I should say. That's the proper way to say it. And it's less than $7,900. And that's some of the examples. We have others we can get into a little later. I have Toyotas, Corollas, Camrys, Cadillacs. Billy was talking about. We brought in a few Cadillac guys out there. If you want a luxury car, I have this Cadillac Eldorado ESC package. It's ruby red, clean as a whistle. The car came in. Even Billy saw it before we cleaned it, and he has a good eye for cars. That's for sure. And this 02 Cadillac Eldorado only has 65,000 miles. And it's in the wrapper when you see the car. The car is truly in the wrapper. Car terminology. Priced at under $9,000. An outstanding value. And there's some of the examples of the car. See, we don't only make a car look good to buy your eye, but we also take them apart, check them out thoroughly. We put money in the cars. A lot of places, they just make them look good, smell good, and they buy your eye and your senses, but behind the scenes they do as little as they can get away with and sell the car and get you out the door, get a sticker on it and it's adios amigos, and they, you come back. They don't want to talk to you. They don't want to talk to you. They give you the minimum warranties required by the state. All our cars virtually come with a 90-day warranty, and many of them only qualify for 30, but we put 90 on it, and so we cover you far longer than most other places do, and it's one of the best deals going. So do look us up for a quality used car in the marketplace, and we do all kinds of repairs as well. And Matt, I got to take a drink. My voice is running out. I don't know if you have anything queued up. Let's see. You got okay. You got a cue? Okay. Here we go. I got to get something to drink here, and we'll be right back. Favorite artists, vocal singers, British singer, some great stuff. And died much too young during World War II. There's some interesting technology coming forward. Audi's going to be bringing out. It's Audi is set to become the first automaker with vehicle to object. It basically vehicle to object communication technology available in its cars. It's V2X they call it. All these new acronyms that you have to remember in cars. It's getting complicated out there to say the least. V2X, vehicle to object, okay, enables a car to communicate with surrounding infrastructure and is fundamental element towards the implementation of a fully autonomous cars. See, they're going to wade into this, okay? In some Audi models starting for sale this year, actually, the new 17 models coming out, will be a feature that communicates with traffic lights to gather information on when the lights are due to switch from red to green. Well, in most cases you can see it pretty much. A countdown will display in the instrument panel cluster, or when fitted in a heads-up display. Some cars have heads-up displays like a jet fighter does. It goes on your windshield and you kind of look right through it. Corvettes have been running this for quite some years, but now they're going to give you intel as far as what's happening around you, and you'll be able to see this right on your dashboard, on your instrument panel, which is basically an iPod, set vertically up. It's what dashboards have turned into now. Or you'll see it right through the heads-up display, right through your windshield, like a jet fighter does. The feature will only work in cities where traffic light information is made available. The information is made available to provide traffic information, traffic technology services. When it routes the car to the Audi database, it lets the traffic controllers as well know when there's somebody at the light, and they make the lights turn green quicker sometimes if there's nobody on the other side. So they can manage the flow of traffic through the cities. That's how the future looks, okay? And that's what's going to happen in the future. As you're going to pull up to a light. If you're the only one at the light, it'll turn green quickly rather than waste fuel, and that light will stay green for the traffic that's going through it until someone shows up on the other side. They do that now in a more old-fashioned way. They'll have sensors sometimes look down at the road, and when you pull up, it senses your car there, and it'll turn the light to your favor. And but the newer technology is they'll be able to manage the lights as you drive through the city, the major flow of traffic, and that's the intention here. All I can say is, God forbid if all these systems come down like everything else that's run through the internet and the technology. So many people become used to it, and they won't know how to function when the systems go down. They won't know how to do it the old-fashioned way, so to speak. It's kind of like when well, in our business, for instance, everything's being done on computers, and when you come in to buy a car, they'll just type all the information on a screen. It prints it out. Well, if we have a problem with the system, it goes down, and you have to write out the forms the old-fashioned way, you'd be amazed how many people don't know how to do the paperwork. They can't write it the old-fashioned way, fill out the form correctly, if you will, using the old doc method. And I see this quite often, actually, and it's just the way it is. People get used to these machines doing a lot of the work for them, that when they have to go back to the old-fashioned way, they just don't have the foundation, or they haven't used the foundation in many years, or never really experienced it doing it manually, and it turns into be a big problem for them. But this is Audi's implementing this new technology. It's some people have a hard time with this, because I had one gentleman who had an Audi, and he was just sick of all the technology, and you have to stay up all night reading the book to program things and do things, and Audi's not alone in that complaint. A lot of the German cars are so advanced technically, the BMWs, the Mercedes, to operate all these systems. While they're fairly seamless, some of the systems, others require a lot of background knowledge from the user to understand how to bring these systems up and program them to the features as to your liking. And one of the complaints with the BMWs when they first came out with their BMW i systems, I think they called it, was they were too complicated to use. There was just too much time needed to understand the systems and program your car to the way you wanted it, and the choices were so numerous that a lot of people just kind of like timed out in trying to program their cars, or they only use maybe 10 or 20 of it if you're a rock star for using 30% of the functions. Kind of like when you bought a VCR many years ago. Remember those? And it had all these features on them, and a lot of people had all they could do to program the clock to be right on time, so it could pre-record a movie if you're not there, and they had a difficult enough time just programming the clock and setting the timer to record a program that you wanted to time shift, and that was problematic for a lot of people. So you look at some of these cars now, the technology is daunting for the user to drive the car, let alone the people who have to fix these cars to make them run right. So, but gasoline will be heading up. I see the world price on fuel is just under $50 a barrel. It shot up. Don't ask me why. They say the dollar's getting weaker and it's raising the price of oil. I think the rascals are just speculating and driving up the price artificially higher. And you're going to see gas probably pop above $2 a gallon, 2.20, 2.10, 2.20, 2.30 in that ballpark when all these price increases come forward. So be prepared. Your cost of driving is going to go up about 20 to 30 cents. Same goes for fuel oil as well. It's going to be happening. Another trend in the trade that I've been following with interest is, and I see here Uber. Uber is this. Uber basically is kind of like this international call-on-demand taxi service provided by private vendors that use the Uber app and pay Uber a commission for them driving traffic to them. In other words, if you have a car in New Bedford and you want to make some money on the side, you sign up for Uber, and then I call in looking for a ride to go, I don't know, from here to the mall, let's say, and then rather than call a regular cab and pay a much higher rate, I call Uber. So it's really infuriated the people in the cab business, and they have these independents now taking more and more of their business. And supposedly you don't have to leave them tips and all this. I'm not overly familiar with it, but I have the app on my phone, but I haven't really used it. But anyway, Uber now buys an autonomous truck startup company called Otto, O-T-T-O, Otto. Ride-sharing giant Uber sees the future where it not only has a fleet of self-driving cars offering rides to the public, but also self-driving trucks transporting goods on the highway. See, this is the future now, almost like you see drones in the air, okay, airplanes. Well, they're going to have these drone trucks, if you will, except they're on the roads, they're not flying. And you'll have a tractor-trailer, and I would imagine companies like Walmart, imagine if they could fire all their truck drivers, the money they could save by putting a computer in there, and the computer just is programmed to go from, I don't know, Bentonville, Arkansas, and come up to here, the North Dartmouth Walmart as an example, and deliver a tractor trailer full of goods that their computer systems say that they needed because they sold it. And this truck will just show up at 2 in the morning and shut off at the loading dock. And in a few hours later, the workers, or actually they work all night, will unload the truck. And then the truck starts up and goes back to its destination. It's amazing, this technology that's coming forward here. And it's going to affect a lot of people and their jobs. It's almost scary when you look at some of these things that are coming our way. But Uber on Thursday announced that the acquisition of Otto, an American startup with around staff of 90, on developing self-driving trucks. The announcement was made on the same day that Uber announced a deal with Volvo to source additional tests. Volvo makes trucks and cars for self-driving cars, because Volvo is working with Uber now. And Volvo is owned by a Chinese company now. It's not Swedish owned. And prior to the Chinese buying, it was owned by Ford. Ford spun it off during the downturn of '07. Otto co-founders, has been in charge of autonomous driving efforts and combined firms with Uber to help push this technology further ahead. We've been talking about a self-driving motorcycle. Well, that ought to be a joke. What's the advantage of that? I would never get on a motorcycle that was self-driving. That almost seems like a kamikaze ride in my mind. But Otto, let's see. It's a new company here. Otto was only founded in January. A bunch of the staff comes from more established firms, including Apple, Google, Telsa, and Cruise Automation. Otto's goal isn't to start selling self-driving trucks, but rather to develop the technology that can be licensed to truck manufacturers or be turned into kits that can retrofit into existing trucks to make them autonomous. Okay, it gets back to what I was saying. Throw the fire the truck driver, put on these automation kits, They don't have to pay them holidays, sick days. They don't call in, I can't come to work today, I'm running late, I got a headache. They have to deal with it. They don't have to deal with it. So it'd be kind of weird to go up to a truck and there it is just going on a highway. It's all programmed to go by the speed limits and all this and all these sensors on it. I was just thinking about, what about these trucks being hijacked? Putting road barriers in to stop the truck and then steal everything on the truck. I mean, this is the future. I don't know, I'm just thinking what could possibly happen. Caller, you're just on the line. I don't know what happened. Give us a call back. And I guess companies too, like UPS, must be watching this closely, as well as the Teamsters. I know if I was a Teamster, I'd be very concerned about the future. If I was a young guy starting out, I guess I'd start learning software and programming and technology to keep these systems running. Very good afternoon to you, caller.
Good afternoon. I just want to know what is a hybrid car?
A hybrid car is a car that has electric motors as well as an engine and a large battery. And sometimes it runs on its motors, battery, and other times it runs with the engine. So it's a mix of both electrical motors that drive the car at slower speeds, and then the gasoline engine kicks in when the batteries get low and driving around the city. So it's a combination of using this technology now, and it's becoming much more common. So it doesn't just have a gasoline engine. It has a battery as well as electric motor or motors that drive the vehicle depending on the conditions. So that's essentially what it is.
And that it doesn't have to be charged, right?
Well, some do, some don't. Like the Toyota Prius, they do have models that charge now, but most of the time it's charged every time you step on the brake or when the engine runs. It regenerates. In other words, when you step on the brake, instead of giving off heat and energy to stop the vehicle, it takes the car's kinetic energy and it applies it to charge an alternator, which charges your battery. So it gets a little advanced technology there, but that's essentially how it works.
Well, I thought it had to be charged like an electric car.
Well, some do, like the Cruze, the Chevrolet, the Chevy Volt. You do plug some of those in and charge them up. That's correct. Some or the Nissan Leaf. The Leaf is strictly electric, and when you drive it around town and you bring it back home or to your office, you have to plug it in to let it charge. Some cars are totally electric. They have no gasoline engines in them at all.
I thank you very much.
You're entirely welcome. Thank you for the call. Very good afternoon to you, caller.
Hi, Ralph. I'm kind of backtracking.
Go ahead.
Just a quick question. You guys are talking about the Hartville mystery oil.
Yes.
Really? Now, that's okay to use like in the newer vehicles? Small amounts?
Yes, as long as you don't overdo it because of your pollution devices can be sensitive to it.
All right. I was just curious because I always have the tendency, I was from the old school, get the oil change, throw that in.
Right.
I didn't know if they changed it with newer cars. I didn't really think.
You have to be careful because too much, your oxygen sensors will pick up a rich mode, and it'll lean it out. You can run into issues. Your cat converter can pick it up and run a little harder. So you have to use common sense because some people are the impression, well, if 2 ounces to 5 gallons is good, then 4 ounces has got to be better. And that's not necessarily the case.
I know. You just put it in small amounts. You don't go crazy.
Well, no, you got to keep it within. But essentially, when you think back, if you've been driving for a while, remember when they used to put ethyl in the cars? That was lead.
Yeah.
Now, lead is good for the engine. Well, somewhat good to the engine. Too much lead is not good, but it acted as a lubricant to the valves, and when they slammed shut, so you burn valves less. And they came out with a white gas, and they had people had problem with valves burning. Remember in the 70s when they first started to implement this, and everybody was knocking it.
Amoco American, the white gas.
Correct. Amoco was the only one you could buy white gas from back in the early days, so to speak.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And now everything's white gas.
Yeah.
Everything's lead-free, which makes sense. The air's cleaner. I mean, look around. I mean, it's obviously been an improvement. Came at an expense, but a worthy expense, I think. I would have to say I would agree with it. The air is much cleaner.
Yeah.
So I think.
Well, that was what I was wondering. I know what you're saying. You got to kind of go by your manuals to make sure everything is copacetic.
Yeah, you just follow and go online, read some of the blogs if you have access, and but generally speaking, 4 ounces to 10 gallons, you should be safe.
Yeah.
And stay within those guys, and it acts as an upper cylinder lubricant and a cleaner as well. It removes carbon It makes the engines more, for lack of a better way of describing it, adjective-wise, it makes the engines more slippery inside, if you will, reduces friction.
Yeah.
So
I remember, like I said, I still have the urge to do that, but I wasn't sure. But
yeah,
the old school.
Old school.
All right, Ralph.
Sometimes the old school is the best school.
There you go. All right, buddy. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the call.
Okay. Bye now.
Okay. Let's see here. And you can give us a call here, talk about whatever's on your mind. I was talking a little bit earlier this morning about this new technology that Infinity's coming out with. Infinity's owned by Nissan Corporation, and they're coming out with this new design. It's called variable compression engines. Okay, and they're going to be able to vary the compression of the engine, called VC-T. The T is for turbo, so it's a variable compression engine with a turbo engine to get the most power out of it. And usually engine compression ratios are set by the manufacturer when they build the engine, like 8-to-1, 10-to-1, 9-to-1. The higher the compression ratio, the more power you get out of it, more efficiency you get out of it. But it also can create other problems. It sometimes forces the engine to burn just premium fuel. Very good afternoon, caller to you. Hi.
About that Kia, because I'm pretty happy with this one. Can you use
we got
this
Ralphie, hang in there, buddy. We got the news coming up, folks. Stay with us. We'll catch you on the other side of the hour.
My lucky charm.
Okay, we're back here. I don't know if I don't see the light on here, Matt. Is it on? Okay, well, I guess we're up and running. I don't know why I was thrown off there. Anyway, well, welcome back to the second hour of All About Cars with Ralph Medeiros. I own and operate Ralph's Auto Center with my son Andrew, and we're located on Church Street, 867 Church Street in the north end of New Bedford. And we just had a gentleman out here that called me on the cell phone and during the news break, and I invited him in. He was outside on his bike, and I've got Ron Lopez here. I get it right, Ron? Yeah. Good, good. We got you. Let's see. Well, you're on now, Ron. Hi. Introduce yourself. Tell us about yourself.
Well, when I first got married, I was looking for a job, and I ended up on Purchase Street at the Firestone store. And I don't know if you want me to mention the names. So.
Yeah, go ahead. Well, that's a lot of those guys. The stores and the people are long gone. So.
Yes.
So.
And I work for Sharky's.
Well, tell us about yourself, though. You started at Sharky's Tire and Rubber. That had to be in the 50s.
Yep. Yeah, 58, matter of fact.
Yeah. My father was working there.
Yes, and I remember him well.
Do you? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he used to work the Cape.
Yes, he did. You've got a good memory. You got a good memory, Ron. You're 100% right. As a young man, I was a kid. I mean, a kid. And sometimes I'd skip school with him and ride shotgun in his Ford truck there that Sharky's had, those old steak bodies. And he'd go to delivering tires all the way down to Provincetown in the old days.
Well, fortunately for me, I didn't have a career job at the tire place, so I was going to night school, vocational, and I took up welding, and I ended up being a welder.
No kidding. So how long were you at Sharky's Tire and Rubber?
Just 2 years.
2 years. Did you remember a fellow by the name of Eddie Trudell? Eddie Trudell?
I didn't know a Trudell, but I knew a Pankowitz, Teddy Pankowitz.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember him per se. Eddie Trudell, my dad worked with there at Sharky's for quite some time. And
there was an Eddie Rodricks.
Eddie Rodricks, yeah.
There was a Dallas Aerosmith.
So you've got a good memory.
Well, yeah.
So you've been retired how many years now?
Well, since about early 70s anyway.
Okay, good for you. And you live in Fairhaven now?
Yep, I was brought up in Fairhaven, and I ended up coming back. I always said this is my trail's end. I says I'll never reach 65, and here I am, almost 80.
I never say never, right?
Well, I feel guilty by picking up my Social Security check, you know.
Oh, well, I wouldn't feel guilty. You put your dues in. The old timers put their dues in. They try to keep it together. I'm a little, I don't know. I have some looking at the future here until we really get our act together in this country. We seem to be reaping what we've sown. And when you look at what's happening around us, sometimes it makes you wonder what the future is going to be like when this generation goes.
Yeah, well, when I quit my regular day jobs and went on the road, grabbed my guitar, went on the road, so to speak.
Yep.
Boston and Brockton. And
so you play guitar?
Hum and strum.
Oh, so you sang as well?
Yes.
Yeah, you said hum. I'm figuring you're singing.
I'm still trying to put my dues, and I used to play over here at the senior center.
Oh, okay.
Entertain, try to get my bag together. Good therapy too.
Wow.
I could remember all the old songs, almost all the words.
And well, when you say old songs, you're not referring to the stuff I play. You're talking a little newer.
I was doing 30s and 40s.
Oh, really? Okay. So you're in this venue. Okay.
I believed in catering to the retired people. When they retired at 65, 70 years old, they were going to restaurants I was playing, and I thought I would bring them back with their own music that they catered to wives and lovers to, you know.
Yeah.
And it made it, I think, rather than playing rock and roll, which I did rock and roll too.
Yeah.
But
rock and roll has its place. I mean, I like some of the '60s rock and Vietnam rock and all that. It's kind of little radical times, if you will. But I kind of enjoy the 20s, 30s, 40s music because it's music you could listen to. You could hold a conversation. You could have dinner. You could dance with your lady and enjoy the music. And
words you could understand.
You had words you could understand, and they had meaning to it. You know, they
Yes.
just today some of the music is so it's so debased from our roots, from our culture. You know, when I see Lady Gaga and some of these others get up there and it's more of a violation sometimes to your decency, your moral guidance, if you will. And I'm not prudish when I say this. I mean, I listen to everything from techno to opera to jazz to classical. I mean, I have a very diverse venue of music choices that, depending on where my brain cells are calling for, I go with. We've got a caller here. Let's take this caller. Very good afternoon to you, caller.
Ralphie, I have some company staff. Can you give me some specs on that?
Ralphie, I'll have to get back to you, sir. I don't have it in front of me. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. When do you want me to call? After the show?
Yeah, you have to call me at office. I'll give Andrew a call. He can give you everything you want to know about it because he's the guy in charge of that.
Great, because I think because it almost matched this one being a 2-year difference. Do you have any idea of the miles and where the color? Because women know colors.
I believe it's black, but
gray. That's what I'm saying. Neutral colors. I like black, silver, gray. All my cars have been black, silver, gray.
Okay. Give Andy a call. You have the number. You have the number.
I have everything about you. Yes.
You have the number. Give Andrew a call at the store right now. See if you can reach him.
Right now.
Great. And he can give you if he's inside the showroom, he'll answer.
On my card, if we can do that this way, I don't tie you up. Okay?
Yeah, please do, because I apologize. I don't have.
What she's driving now. Keep up more of the auto show. Okay? I love it.
Okay.
Oh, that was my question. Can you use mystery oil in these new cars?
Yes, so long as you don't overdo it.
No, you said don't 4 ounces of just an ounce in the gas, an ounce in the oil, right?
The traditional, Ralphie, the traditional amount is approximately 4 ounces to 10 gallons.
So,
if you don't go over that, if you'll be okay. Usually no more than 4 ounces to 10 gallons.
I wouldn't do that. You know, I've been using mystery oil for 50 years, and they still make it.
Yep.
Yep. All right. Bless you. Go.
All right. See you later.
No card.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay. Ron, so you did play music. So you grew up in this community, Ron? I mean, I never met you before, right? You just call me. You're outside the door. I see you on your bike, and I said, "Hey, come on in." So I got you part of the program, and you said you worked with my dad. So that piqued my interest when you said you worked at Sharky's, because most of the folks you work with now, they're gone. My dad was living; he'd be over 100 right now. So he'd be 100. He'd be 102. He was born in 1914.
Wow.
So, he passed away at 88 years old in 2003. So, a lot of water has gone under the bridge. So, most of the old guys that you work with, they're on the other side now. So,
yeah.
So
when I worked there, I had a 50 Mercury.
Wow. I remember a 50 Mercury.
And
wow.
You know who I bought it from was Jill Almeida. I don't know if you remember him.
Jill Almeida.
He used to be a stock car driver.
Oh, okay.
At Seekonk, and he also had that Chief ice cream place down in South Dartmouth.
Okay, Dairy Chief. Dairy Chief.
Dairy Chief, yeah.
Dairy Chief, yeah.
Yeah, I bought the car from him.
Wow.
Had it for, 7 years, I guess.
Huh.
Put all kinds of years into it to race at Charlestown drag strip.
And, wow. That's a good way to pass the time, having fun.
I won a couple of trophies.
Did you? So you actually raced in it?
As a stock.
Oh, no kidding.
Stock class.
Yeah,
in a family car.
So you've had a lot of varied interests in your life. Music.
But music was best.
Was it? What artists in particular did you like from the 30s, the music? Any specific artists or like Paul Whiteman's orchestra or... any other jazz
singers, actually.
Yeah. Oh, the singers?
Singers like Frank Sinatra and
he's iconic. There's no questions about that.
And Vaughn Monroe.
Vaughn Monroe. Oh, yeah. Raiders. Yeah.
I used to do a song like he had recorded, but what was it? Riders in the Sky.
Yeah, I was just saying that. Riders.
Yeah.
Vaughn Monroe. Yeah, I've played Vaughn Monroe in this program in times past. He's one of the artists I've played.
Nat King Cole.
Yeah, Nat King Cole. And I've played some obscure voices. There's a fella here that I don't know if you ever heard of Eddie Condon.
Yes, sounds familiar.
Yeah, Eddie Condon. Matt, why don't you just let me play this voice here. Eddie Condon. I got a tune here that he sang. he's very obscure now. This is a tune he did in 1929, and he's kind of lost in the history of music and time. Um, I don't know when he comes in and sings this. He was an excellent player, clarinet player, by the way, as well, and he had some really noted jazz players with him of the day.
I wonder if I saw him down in New Orleans.
Well, if you saw him, that was quite.
Did he do Dixieland?
I don't know. He was a white guy. He wasn't a black guy. Yeah, a white guy, because I mean the jazz guys like King Oliver and guys like that were iconic. They were black guys who came up from the South and went to Chicago and they did some great stuff. Here's a tune he did. It was recorded on video. Folks, you can watch the video. It's available. Eddie Condon sings Nobody's Sweetheart, 1929. We won't play the whole tune, but we'll play a few. Let's see when he comes in with the vocals. I'm not sure when it starts, but this is Red Nichols Band. You familiar with Red Nichols?
Yeah. I remember his movie.
Yeah. Here we go.
5 pennies.
How do you like that, Ron? Huh? You got getting close to your mic. We gotta crank you up there.
I like that music.
Yeah. Now Eddie Condon, you heard him singing. He came in at the end there.
Yes.
And you said you thought that's one of the guys you saw down in New Orleans.
Well, that was 1980, so I don't know.
Oh, 80? I think Eddie Condon.
I don't know if it's the same guy or not.
Eddie Condon died in 73. He died at 67 years old.
Yeah.
We got a caller here. Very good afternoon to caller.
Ralph.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm great. How you doing?
The fella that you have there that bought the car from Jill Almeida.
Yeah.
Ask him if there was any moonshine in the trunk.
And Ron, he's asking if there's any moonshine in the trunk of the car you bought from Jill.
Well, I was in the trunk a lot. I never saw it.
He was quite a character.
Yeah.
Jill Almeida.
Yeah, I didn't know him personally. I was too young, but
yeah, no, he's been gone a long time.
Yeah.
But he had kids, and then one of those is already gone. So, but
yeah.
Jill used to give me a taste of moonshine once in a while.
Ah.
I was glad to hear that name on your radio show.
Yeah, well, Ron stopped by and he called me on the phone during the news break and he was telling me, hey, I work with your dad and all. I said, why'd you come inside? He says, well, I'm outside my bike, so bring it in.
Yeah,
so,
Sharky's Tire, they had 2 stores, right?
I believe they did down on the old Purchase Street and, was it Purchase Street? And all I remember is those wagon, where's the wagon wheels there? The wagon wheel.
Yeah, that was...
Well, that was just below Ace Auto Body.
Right, the wagon wheel.
The wagon wheel.
2nd Street, wasn't it?
Yeah, the wagon. Was that bar? Wasn't that
second
wagon wheel?
Yeah, it was a bar.
I played there.
Yeah, I was a kid, so I mean,
that was a rough place.
Was it?
Ask if he knew Tex Barry.
He's hearing you now. Say that again.
Tex Barry. Did you know him?
Who?
Tex Barry. He was one of the drivers at Seaconk.
I knew Tex Barry. Yeah.
Yeah,
I raced with those guys.
When I first saw him, he was at the Copa Lounge in Fall River. I was playing there, and I only knew him as a dancer. He was a very good dancer.
Yeah.
So when I went to Seaconk to watch him race, I used to root for him. Everybody give me dirty looks.
Yeah. He had a hot dog stand.
Yes, a few of them.
Yeah, Tex used to stand up on the seat and ride his motorcycle.
Yep.
He was a crazy guy.
Yeah, crazy.
He had a son that raced also.
Yeah.
But, well, we're reminiscing now. We're going back too far.
Yeah.
we gotta look forward. It was nice talking to you, fellas.
Okay. Nice talking to you. You know, sometimes the further back you dig in the past, you get a better understanding of the future. Especially in politics.
Well, you appreciate the past more as the future goes on.
Yeah. Especially the future the future we're into now. You know, so you look around. You've seen a lot of changes in your time, I'm sure, right?
Seen a lot of what?
Changes.
Changes. Oh yeah. Some of the worst changes.
Yeah.
And when I first heard rock and roll, I used to play country. When I heard rock and roll, I said, "Hey, that's the stuff for me." You know, I think it was Little Richard and Fats Domino. Was it?
Oh yeah. And Elvis Presley started it, and they had a lot of doo-wop music, which is the 50s as well. And
actually, me and 2 other guys started the first rock and roll band in New Bedford.
Oh, really?
But Phil doesn't recognize it.
No.
His musician is what's his name? Charlie Quintel.
Oh, Charlie Quintel. Okay.
I knew Charlie myself.
Did you? So are you still playing a little bit at the senior centers?
I stopped last year because I had surgery on my shoulder.
Okay.
My strummer.
Okay.
I played a couple of tunes a little earlier before I come here, and I've been getting pain back in the shoulder, so I haven't been playing very much. I just try to keep my hand.
You still got pain now?
No, I took a pill.
Oh, you know when I had a shot, they gave me a shot of WD-40. So the doctor said, when I went to see him, he said, I'm going to give you a shot of WD-40 in your shoulder. And that really helped me out a lot. He says, you understand what I'm going to give you? I said, what? He said, I'm going to give you a shot of WD-40. I said, really? He goes, yeah. He says, don't worry about it. You're going to feel better. Sure enough.
And he'll right up, right?
Yeah, well, I thought I had a rotated cuff. And in fact, I did.
Yeah, I had a torn one.
Yeah, I didn't have that, though. I guess I had a nerve hitting every time I moved because, you know, in this business, car business, you're always lifting up high above your head. You're underneath the car, you know, looking at stuff. And you get a lot of wear and tear over the years. And So he got patched up. He did his job, no different than we do when you bring your car to us. We patch you up, and keep you going. And, and Dr. Adelberg did a good job on me. So.
Well, I keep exercising every day.
Yeah, you look great. I mean, you told me your age. I didn't believe it when I seen you, and you said you work with my dad. I said, "Guy looks kind of young here. What's going on?" So must be right thinking and right eating, and you're on your bike. You're staying physically,
Well, I didn't smoke. I never smoked the tobacco, but I mean, I tried the other stuff. It was a lot of fun, but that was.
Yeah, it has its place, but
after a while you
move
tired
on.
of it.
You move on. Yeah. Yeah, I can understand the medical needs, for marijuana and all that.
Never heard of that when I was doing that stuff. I never felt any relief. Maybe I didn't have no pain,
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, they say it helps like glaucoma and other ailments, but everything in moderation. And that's what life's about. I think everybody today is over-drugged, over-medicated. I've never seen a society as sick as ours is right now. I mean, it's we've been so debased from our fundamentals, principles that this country was founded on, and now here we are. This is the reality we're in. So, such is life.
Is that true?
Yeah. What do you want to turn down your volume? Yeah, you can just follow your chord there. You can turn it up and down where you feel comfortable. Where your chord comes up, you can see it going in there. Yeah. You got it? Too loud?
Nope.
Oh, not loud enough. I don't know. So just get to the right one there.
How's that? Okay,
you sound all right. I mean, we have no problems with whatever you're hearing.
Oh, I can't hear nothing.
Oh, crank it up.
Well, I read your lips.
Oh, you should be able to. You should be able to get it up there on the volume. We'll crank it up for you, Ron. Hold on a minute. All right. Can I sound a little better there coming through now for you?
Okay. Yeah, that's all right.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, so just increase the volume a little bit. I guess you're playing all that music there. You might lose some of the high sensitivity on your ears.
Well, I'm losing my hearing that I don't wear.
You don't wear your hearing aids?
Nah, I leave them home.
Do you?
I'm out in traffic, and this traffic's too loud for them.
Oh, I see. Yeah, drives you crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, but that's what age does to you. I guess it's start falling apart a little bit here and there.
Well, that's the price of staying around, right? There's you gotta, it's part of life, and no one gets out alive. And there's you have to give something up. So you give up your youth, and you hopefully gain wisdom. That's the trade-off. And then you can share that wisdom with others who lack it. Unfortunately, the younger people, you have to kind of hopefully you mentor the young people, and they learn from your experiences. And those that pay attention, understand the flow of life, get it, and learn from it. And others don't. They just got to hit the guardrails themselves and learn themselves. And if they're allowed to get older, they may or may not learn the lessons that life brings forth to you. I think the tragedy of life, Ron, is to get to an older age and give up your youth, get a little gray hair and other wrinkles and other aging that takes place, and not gain wisdom, because then you've lived life and you've wasted your life. That's how I look at it. And when I meet people who are, let's say, 60 and up as an example, and they really haven't learned much in their time here, that to me is a tragedy. That's a loss, their loss. Not to become more spiritual, more aware, have more empathy. And I think that's the tragedy of life, okay? And everybody has to go through the process of learning their own, everybody has dealt a deck of cards. Some tougher than others, but everybody's challenged in life.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking about when BSM wasn't even on the air.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just MBH at
Okay, so you're going back in the 40s. Yeah, that's right, because BSM, I think, came on in 48, I think it was.
Was it?
Around there, 48, 49, if I'm not mistaken, yeah. Yeah. So.
And then I used to go on the bridge when they had the studio out there and sing with Cousin Dave.
Oh, yeah, I remember Cousin Dave. Yeah, absolutely.
He said he always invited me on as long as I did country.
I don't know if he's still living. I haven't heard about him. I know he's in Texas. He went back to Texas, so I'm told. I think it was Texas, and but I haven't heard much about.
I always thought he was from Arkansas.
Arkansas? I thought he went more west than that. So he's from the land of Bill Clinton. Wow, how about that?
He surprised me when he could talk hillbilly and talk, do the weather and everything else in a straight voice.
Huh.
And I found that out down in Georgia. I was down there one time, and how people with southern accents would change their voice around when they had to do the news or whatever it was. You know?
Well, I mean, I've heard politicians do that when they do speeches. I mean, I heard Hillary Clinton once do a speech down south, and boy, she was talking like a real southern gal and putting those emphasis in there and that twang to relate to those people there and those circumstances. And they're like chameleons, you know. They can change their environment, and that's what they do. You know, it's the way it is. But you know, time does go on, and there's been a lot of changes in our lifetime, to say the least.
You're right.
A lot of time. So, okay. So, anything else you want to add, Ron?
Well, I was thinking, you know, well, I walk every day, and I got a walking buddy, and we talk about a lot of things in the past, old friends, and we're about 7 years apart, but it's just that I talk about how many cars I must have had in my lifetime. It seemed like it was 25 or 30 cars. We used to buy them for like $50, $75.
Huh. Wow.
Now.
Oh, God, you can't. We got people in looking for $2,000 cars, and they're far and few between that are reliable. Let's put it that way.
As is in this nowadays.
Yeah, well, see, Mass is not an as-is state, so it's hard to sell cars for $2,000 without some, you know, basic fitness and merchantability laws come into play, and they have to get a sticker and pass inspection, and that can run into the hundreds of dollars. And usually people buy themselves problems, and the very people who can't afford to have these problems have them, and a lot of dealers refuse to sell those cars because of all the problems at that price point. Basically, the only as-is cars you can sell are under $700 or less. So $700, I mean, you can't buy engines for $700.
Tell me, Ralph, what is the difference between texting while you're driving and having to watch all those things on the dashboard while you're driving? You know, I've never seen so much screens and everything else. I was talking to my friend about CB radios with the big whip antennas.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, and now you won't see no antennas at all.
No, that's exactly right. You see these little rubber duckies at the most in the back.
Yeah.
And those little rubber duck antennas you see on cars like Volkswagens, Mercedes, that little wing in the back, they can run you $200, $250 when they get broken. They're crazy amount of money. And the cars, a lot of them have the antennas built into the windshield. The reception on them is marginal at best, and a lot of complaints from that. We've got a caller here. Very good afternoon to you, caller.
Yes. Yeah, hello. I just maybe had a trivia question for you guys.
Go ahead.
I don't know if it's kind of a stupid thing. I remember from way back, maybe the late 50s or 60s, if you looked in the entertainment section of the Standard Times, you'd see, you know, little clubs and little people playing or groups playing around. And I can recall either, and this is my question, does either of you remember the Eddie Couto duo featuring Rainy Depot? That was the way they advertised it. Or it could have been the Rainy Depot duo featuring Eddie Couto. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anybody? Does that ring a bell with anybody?
It doesn't to me. Ron, I don't know, Ron.
I have weird memories.
No. Well,
Eddie,
that's okay. No memories
Eddie
weird.
Couto duo featuring Rainy
I know.
Depot.
I've definitely heard of Eddie Couto.
Oh, is that Mike Couto's father? Maybe.
I have no knowledge of that.
No knowledge of that.
Yeah, but I've heard of Eddie Couto for sure.
Okay, my memory is okay there.
Yep.
But nothing called, no other musician called Rainy Depot. That would be a good New Bedford name. Rainy as a North End Depot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm sorry to ask a dumb question.
No, it's
but
not a dumb question. You're asking a question.
Of memory. I'm glad I have a few left. Okay, thanks a lot, guys.
Okay, no problemo. Okay.
Yeah, Eddie and Billy, I ran into several times.
Did you?
Around Brockton and different places, yeah.
Well, Ron, we're gonna play a tune here. Give Ron an opportunity to say. But Ron, anything else you want to add before we let you go?
No, I thank you very much for inviting me.
Oh, you're welcome. I just saw you out there, and it's a summer day, and let's get Ron. He's a local fellow here in the community, and had some words of wisdom to add to the conversation, and Plus, not many people, when you start talking about guys who worked with my father, not many of those folks are around. So you had to be a real young fellow when you started at Sharky's, that's for sure.
I was only about 21.
21, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so just interesting. Because he was with Sharky's, then he started in the car business, and everybody told him, don't do it, don't do it. And he started his business in 1959 on Allen Street, right below St. Luke's Hospital. And it was a struggle. I mean, he had 4 kids at home, a wife, and my mom was at home, stay-at-home mom, raising 4 of us. And it wasn't an easy task looking back. My God, the sacrifices. And it was tough, very, very tough in the beginning. We've got a caller here. Very good afternoon to you, caller.
How you doing?
Doing good. How may I help you?
Hey, that was Eddie Kudo and the Rene Depot duo.
Okay, there you go.
They played at the Westgate Lounge in Brockton. And believe me, they used to pack them in. It was mobbed up there. They had a license for like 900, and they used to get 1,500 people in there.
Eddie Kudo is still living, isn't he? I thought he was in his 80s.
Think he is. I'm not sure, but he was a barber in Lunch Corner for years. Just before Lunch Corner, behind the old transmission place, he had a barber shop.
Oh, yeah, right where the Amico station was, or in the registry.
Right in the back.
Yeah. Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, he was a barber. Good guy.
Yeah.
Good guy. Funny guy.
Yeah, life goes by, huh?
Yep. Have a good one.
Hey, did you ever get that iPad or computer we talked about?
No. That costs money.
Well, life costs money to steal.
Yeah, wives cost money.
Wives cost a lot more money. Yeah, well, then you have the money then.
Yeah, I got to get up to Best Buy and grab that.
Well, let me know. I'll help you out.
Okay, Ralph.
Give me a call. I'll help you out and get you hooked up. You don't have to blow your brains out. You just need a little bit of advice and get you started. You'll be impressed. Trust me. Thank you.
Okay, have a good day.
You too. Be safe. Okay. All right, we'll play a tune. Allow Ron to get set up here. Okay, Ron. Thanks
you. Again.
Yep. Okay. We'll be back. back. We've got a caller. Ron is left, Ron Lopez, and it's a pleasure having him here. I never met the gentleman before in my life. He was on outside, I was going to say showroom, but the studio's windows, and it was a pleasure meeting him. Very good afternoon to you, caller.
Yes, Ralph, it's Bob in the Cushions. How you doing?
Hey, Bob, how are you?
How's it going?
Yeah, it's going. It's you got to really stay focused and stay on the road.
I'm calling. The previous caller mentioned Ned Kudo.
Yes.
And he was my barber for years and years. He retired about 5 years ago.
Okay.
But as far as I know, he's still around.
Yeah, he's still playing
He's
music.
about 85, 86 now.
That's what I thought. I did meet him one time. I think he was looking for a van, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong on that.
Yeah, and his brother lives up in Brockton, and I think his brother still plays in a band.
Okay.
So I just thought I'd share that information with you.
You enjoying that radio coming through?
Oh yeah, I get good reception. They cleared up Eversource cleared up the interference I was having on the power lines, you know.
I remember you told me that. You saw this nice radio. You bought the top of the line, and you said it wasn't performing well. And I said you got to go out there and make sure you don't have a dirty transformer in front of the house.
Yeah, that's.
And they'll deny it.
Take care of that problem, so.
Yeah. So now your reception is reasonably good, correct?
Yeah, I pick up 95.1 every night down the Cape there. Before I leave to do my papers there.
Oh, coast to coast in the morning.
Coast to coast, nice and clear.
Yeah,
so.
Sometimes in the summer months, 95.1 will fade in and out depending where you are. You're a little closer to the station and higher up than I am where I live in the evening.
I get good reception.
And this old music must sound good on that radio coming through.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I just cranked up the volume there on a couple of the tunes you played.
Yeah. No, that radio can handle it. It's got the horsepower, the circuitry inside.
What I like about the radio too is it's got a weather alert on it.
Yep.
And also the weather station. So before I leave to do my paper deliveries, I'll do a quick check on the weather to see if I have to bag the papers or not.
Yeah.
So that's a nice feature on the radio.
Yeah, and you can program it, to go off automatically if there's sometimes they're a pain in the neck with like thunderstorm alerts or snow alerts,
Well, I have it programmed, and I don't have the buzzer because I got the Greyhound dogs,
Yep.
And the radio is where they spend most of the day in the family room.
Yeah.
So I have it on the red light alert.
Yep. Yeah, it'll go off without the alarm too. You can just have the radio turn on and hear the alert. Of course, today they alert you, like I heard, I happened to be tuning in, and they had an alert on heat, last week when it was like 97 degrees or whatever.
Yeah.
Heat alert, be cautious, you could get heat stroke. I mean, like, when I was growing up, you didn't have to be told those kind of things. It was kind of
that's true.
Self-apparent. But I guess today we're dealing with a different level of intellect, and, they'd warn you about heat stroke, drink water.
So,
like, no kidding.
There was a few alerts this past week. Thunderstorms that never materialized.
Yeah.
They ended up over Buzzards Bay, and there was a couple of small craft alerts that came through during the week as well.
I did see some cumulus nimbus clouds there in the skies. It looks like they went up to 30,000 feet, but nothing came of it.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get a little bit of precipitation Sunday into Monday.
Yeah.
The farmers need it. So.
Oh yeah. No, this is. They say it's
everything's pretty dry.
The driest it's been since '57. I think they said the last time looking at weather records that we haven't had it this dry. I think it was '57 or '56. Since right around then.
Yeah.
Was the last time we had some really dry weather like this. But you know what? This cycle will break, and we'll probably have a tropical storm, or God forbid, a hurricane come up the coast and put 6-8 inches of rain.
Definitely hurricane weather, but
hopefully
we'll luck out, not that one. But
we've been, there's a cycle to life. It just comes at you.
Nothing you can do about it.
And everybody getting a tizzy about it, and so.
Oh, I should let you go.
All
I
right.
just thought I'd call in and
very good.
mention about Eddie. Like I said, he was my barber for years. We were on jury duty together years and years ago.
Yeah.
That's how I first met him.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and then I started going to him as my barber, so I went to him for years and years until he retired. And But yeah, he was barbering into the 80s. He was maybe 81, 82 when he retired, maybe.
Well, yeah. Okay.
All right, just thought I'd share that with you.
All right, Bobby, thanks for the call. Good to hear your voice.
Yeah, I'll see you around the shop.
Okay, appreciate it.
All right, have a good day. Bye now.
Bye-bye. Very good afternoon to you, caller.
Hello there, comrade.
Hey, Comrade Bernie.
How are you?
I'm well. How about yourself?
Good. Hey, I have a public service announcement for the benefit of your listeners. Based on what I'm seeing, where I've been riding bicycle out in this really dry climate that we're talking about with a 145-year drought.
Uh-huh.
There's too many cigarette butts on the street that I'm seeing. We've got to urge people not to throw their cigarettes out of their cars in this weather.
Well, that's certainly good advice, but unfortunately people today are so into themselves, they don't really think in a civic manner any longer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I'm seeing too many of them. You can see them by the side of the road, and all we need is to have a major fire start because of that, and it's just really bad.
I agree with you. It's just, I was at, little things in society bug me. I had to pick up somebody at the train stop up in Middleborough, and a guy opens the door in his van, parked right where the trains let people off, and he opens the door and out rolls a soda can.
Huh.
And then he gets out of the vehicle, says goodbye, and he just wobbles over to the train tracks. He doesn't pick up the can or nothing. It's just this is people today. There's just no civic mindedness. Nobody cares. It's just
what people have to think about is who's going to pick it up.
Well, who's going to pick us up? Our society. You see how we're heading. I was shocked when I come back from my vacation to Russia, and I come back and I go on Church Street. They actually painted some bike lanes, Bernie, on Church Street. I was shocked as this street looks different, and I don't know where they got the money. It must have been a grant, because I couldn't believe they painted some bike lines. But they have to show you. When I saw it kind of looked amusing. They show a bike guy, an arrow showing which direction you're supposed to ride. And when I see so many bikers now, they're riding against traffic. They don't even know the rules of the road. I mean, it's just the whole breakdown of our society at all levels when you look at different things taking place around us.
I mean, a lot of it is common sense on narrow roads.
But there's no
like
common sense.
You drive single file. You don't ride side by side. You can get hurt because there's no room for the traffic to maneuver if you're riding double.
Well, not riding double, but they're driving on the opposite side of the road. They're driving, instead of driving with traffic, they're driving against traffic on a bike.
Which is the wrong way to do it.
But they don't have a clue. See, I mean, it's they don't know the rules of the road.
Nope.
And it's so, you look around, you see these things. It's just like, you pass out condoms and girls are still getting pregnant out of wedlock. It's like out of control. I mean, I don't know. You just look at society and you say, where are we heading? We're just dumbing down. Dumbing down. And, hey, you know what? Bernie, enjoy the decline.
Thanks, Ralph. See you later.
See you later. There you have it. My buddy Bernie calling me. A gentleman I know. And I do mean that. Enjoy the decline. Because unless we as individuals start really pulling our weight, and present listeners excluded, of course. Most of these people that listen to this program are aware and civic minded, try to do the right thing, but so many people are misguided. It's incredible. Very good afternoon, caller. Hi, you're on in the few remaining minutes. Hello, it's your turn. Okay, must have stage fright. Okay, you don't have anything to say? No problemo. Give us a call here in the last few minutes, 996-0500, 996-0500. We can talk about whatever's on your mind. Remember, folks, we've got some great deals. I need your support. If you are in the market for a car, now's the time to get your car ready to go. If you have a son or a daughter going back to school, or maybe a new job you're starting, you want to make sure your car's serviced out correctly, please stop by and see us. We'll help you out. We do all kinds of work. We do brake work, of course. We do lots of brakes, oil changes, the basics, exhaust work. Flex pipes, things like that. We weld in new pieces, can save you a ton of money over replacing half the system or all the system. If the rest of the system's in good shape, there's no need to replace it all and really blow your brains out when you can just spend a little bit of money and fix the pot that's defective and making the vehicle loud. A lot of these cars, especially foreign cars and domestics now more and more, because they're using smaller engines, use a flex pipe, and they're known to wear out and start to make the car loud. Put your engine light on. So check us out on that. We do a lot of undercoating. Now's the time to think about that. You know, we're going to be going into the wet, rainy season. What a thought that would be, huh? We've had a drought with the fall coming. Now's the time to protect your vehicle against salt for the upcoming winter. Add to the value of it, because you know, people's, you pound foolish, penny wise and pound foolish. They won't undercoat, spend a few $100 to undercoat your vehicle, so it continues to rust. So when you trade it in, you're going to get $1,000 to $2,000 less, because now you're driving a rot box, and the dealer who appraises your car, or whoever buys your car, if they're looking at it closely, realizes it's rusty underneath and it needs all kinds of repairs, all because you didn't maintain it properly for the sake of a few $100. That's what I mean by pound wise and penny foolish. A lot of these rigs just rust out and wear out because of lack of maintenance. Very good afternoon to you, caller. Hi.
This Ralph?
Yes, well, we got a few seconds left, sir. What's on your mind?
Hi, Ralph. Quick question. How much undercoat? How much you charge for undercoat?
Undercoating starts at $200 for cars and $250 and up on trucks for one system.
Okay, Ralphie. I'll be talking to you soon. I know you're at.
All right. Thank you.
Take care, buddy. Yes, sir.
Bye-bye. Okay. Look us up at Ralph's Auto Center, the north end of New Bedford, 867 Church Street. Thank you for listening. Catch you again next week. God bless. Be safe. Enjoy your summer. The times. Oh, by the way, folks, we're running out of time, but we lost 18 minutes of daylight from last Saturday. 18 minutes of light is gone. From the first day of summer, we've lost 1 hour and 35 minutes of light. Enjoy what we got left. Catch you next week. Bye-bye.